What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to 2JZ Garage. Finally, something for the 350Z. We got a special package from Z1Motorsports. If you guys remember, I talked a while back about my wheel bearings on the rear of the car. They've been going bad ever since I bought the car, and it's just been getting worse and worse, and it's finally time to change them out. But I'm not only going to change them out to just regular standard 350Z ones. I took the opportunity to go ahead and upgrade what I have now. So from the title and the thumbnail, you guys see that I have some 370Z wheel bearings and axles for my 350Z. We're going to be installing those in this video. You can see we got the two wheel bearings for each side, and I'll explain to you guys why I decided to do this upgrade and the differences between the 350Z and 370Z wheel bearings. Here's all the parts, new nuts, new everything. So got a bunch of new goodies. I even got the oil filter for the new car, but that's just something you guys don't need to know about right now. Anyways, I'll throw up a picture of the difference between the 350Z and 370Z wheel bearings. They are it's a crazy difference. The 370Z ones are like 2 times thicker, way stronger, and the axles are more stronger and rigid than the 350Z ones. Here you see it comes with the whole hub assembly, so I don't have to do no pressing. All this video is going to be is unbolting and bolting on. So that's going to make this a very nice, easy process. The only thing that I did not get before I did this is the longer wheel studs, so that I can put the spacer in the back, but I'll do that in a later video. You can see you got the axles here, brand new axles, everything. So we got all new fresh stuff going on this thing. I already took the wheels off, as you guys seen from the beginning. So what we got to take off now is going to be the brakes. I got to remove the caliper, the rotor, pop this nut loose, and then we can pop all the bolts and nuts that hold in the axle to the differential. We gotta take all those nuts and bolts off right there. So you guys can see all those. I think there's 6 of them, or 8, probably 6. But we just got these 2 bolts holding in the caliper. Then we can get a little hanger, hang it up here, pull the rotor off, and then I'll pop this nut loose. Those bolts are 19 millimeter. Dang, these things are light, way lighter than what I remember.
I got a huge head start from him facing me, and he still catched up and beat me.
He caught up.
Yeah.
Wow, this thing is tight. Always remember to make sure that your parking brake is off before taking off your rotors. Sit. Fácil. Alright, there you go. And that is a 1.25 inch socket. I got it to move a lot. So now we can go into the bottom and start removing those bolts. After removing the axles, it gives you way easier access to the 4 bolts holding on the hub, which are 17 millimeter. There's 4 of them, 1 on each corner. After you take those off, you should be able to slide this right out. You might need a few wiggles, and there you go, it pops right off. Look at that, huge difference. Literally, look at that difference, that's crazy. Taking off the passenger side, it is very good that I'm changing these now, because you can hear that. It's very bad. They're both pretty bad. It does come with all new hardware, but we do have to reuse the hardware that we took off these. One thing I always suggest, and you should always do, is always put Loctite on those bolts, because you don't want them to wiggle out and then the whole bearing falls off. Yo! You want to torque these down. You don't want to mess around with that. Just put it to the proper torque spec so you don't have to worry about it. So the bolts on the back of the hub, you're going to torque those down to 65 foot-pounds. You want to make sure you get yourself a good torque wrench and torque those down to spec. Now we just hope that we can fit our torque wrench in there. So if not, we gotta get a smaller one. Oh boy. Yep, I gotta get a smaller torque wrench. This one's too long. Torque them down in like an X pattern. That way it just seats right. Now I'm putting in the nuts, connecting to the differential. It comes with all new hardware, so that's what I love about Z1 Motorsports. They got that quality right here. See all these new bolts? New bolts, nuts, washers, all that. Quality, boy. I forgot to mention to you guys that you are gonna wanna put some grease inside of the hub. After you put that grease in, you can slide the axle in, tighten up all those bolts that connect to the differential. I'm already finished with that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get this big nut, which they did supply us with the new one of those as well, and washer. Now this nut gets torqued down to 177 foot-pounds, but we can torque that down once we have the rotor and caliper on, and we can hit the brake to hold it from spinning, because right now it all spins together. So now we can put the rotor and everything back on. My camera died, but just like everything else, on the caliper bolts, you want to put some Loctite, that way they're nice and steady. I already got this side done. I'm going to go ahead and complete the other side. We're working on getting the hub now on. I already put the Loctite on all these bolts, so we should be good on that. Wanted to tell you guys, talk to you about something. You guys probably wonder if it's 100% necessary to do this to your car, and honestly it really is not 100% necessary to do this upgrade. If you have a 350Z and you're just daily driving it, or you're just chilling with the car, you're not doing no racing or anything, it's 100% not necessary. But for me, the reason why I'm doing this upgrade is because I want to get my car ready for time attack, and with time attack, that does abuse the axles a lot. It's gonna have a lot of wear in the bearings, and with these stronger bearings and stronger axles, I shouldn't have an issue with them anymore. Or not, I shouldn't say anymore, because I never had an issue with them. But basically what I'm trying to say is if your car is your daily driver, this is probably 100% unnecessary. But if you're gonna be using it for motorsports, racing, and all that, it's 100% worth it. Got all those bolts torqued down, getting this thing ready for the axle to slide in. You can see I got my grease in there. Going to the axle, I put some grease on the axle as well. So now they're both ready to go in. It's pretty straightforward. You slide the axle straight through there, put it in here, and then you just put those 6 bolts on with the new hardware they gave you. I love that they give me new hardware, because the bolts that I had before were old and worn out. But you can see, I already showed you guys, but this new hardware is awesome. Both sides axles are installed, tightened down. The rotors and calipers are installed and tightened down the spec. Everything is good to go with that. One more time, I'm gonna tell you guys, do not forget to put Loctite on those caliper bolts, because you do not want those to loosen out. Your caliper falls off, and then you have no brake all of a sudden. So make sure you put some Loctite on that bad boy. Not red, but put some blue stuff. Now we gotta tighten down the axle nut. So to do that, I'm gonna put the e-brake on and put it in gear, so that way it won't spin on me. Rear axle nut at 177 foot-pounds. See, I got 175, and then on the line I got 2, so that's 175 plus 2, so we got 177 foot-pounds. And then you want to lock it in, so we should be good to go. Alright, looks like that one's pretty good. Alright, that's pretty good. So we are tight. Maybe I should turn the fan off, I don't know. Hopefully you guys can hear me, but you want to grab this piece, and you slide it on, and you can see the hole lines up. You get your cotter pin, slide it in through one side, it's gonna come out the other, and then we just bend it. Bend it all the way forward. Now this is locked, so now the nut is not gonna loosen up. You can see the Brembo sticker decal is wearing out, so I gotta get some new ones. That looks so bunk. That is the finishing product. How it should look. And now the wheel's ready to get put on, and our job is done. I wasn't gonna get it all nice and cleaned up, but There's no need to right now. I'll get it all nice and cleaned up later. So let's put this bad boy on. There you go. Beautiful. I thought I wasn't gonna be able to get this done today, but I wanted to get it done, so I hustled and got it done. These wheels look amazing, especially in the dark and light hits it. It looks freaking crazy. Lower the car down, and then we can torque these down to spec. Now it's time to torque down the lug nuts, and on the 350Z, the lug nuts are supposed to get torqued down to 85 foot-pounds. Yeah, you can impact them and you should be safe, but always better safe than sorry. Torque down your lug nuts. You do not want your wheel falling off, especially if you're out on track doing over 100 miles an hour. That can get very dangerous. Torque down your lug nuts. You won't regret it. It'll save you. And just like that, the upgrade is done. As you guys seen, it's not too hard to do. It's not that difficult. All just unbolting. That's the thing I love about this kit. And it comes with everything that you need to install. And it's not hard at all. You can do this on your driveway just like I did. It's pretty straightforward. And just follow my steps. If you guys have any questions on how to install this kit, let me know down below and I'll answer everyone I can. I've gotten to the point where I have a lot of parts for the 350Z. And I'm kind of forcing myself to not buy any more car parts until I install all the parts I already have. I got a lot of stuff coming for this thing. As you guys know, I've had the sound system for it for so long, and I'm finally gonna be installing it pretty soon. Been talking about this forever. Like, I got two 10-inch subs for the back. I got the whole sub box and everything, amps. I got everything that I need to install it. I got the double in already, the double in conversion for the dash. So I should have everything to install that kit. Since this is my daily driver, you would think that I would have put that sound system on right away, but as for upgrades for it, I think the next thing I want to get are coilovers, but that's a huge expense, and that stuff costs a lot of money. But coilovers on this thing, it will drop it a little bit, but not only will it drop it, it will better the performance by so much. I was thinking to go BC Racing coilovers. You also got Fortunato, you got Silvers. There's so many different coilovers out there, and I just don't know which one I should get. If you guys know which one is the best option, which is the best bang for buck, I don't want to buy the cheap BR series. Like, it's not cheap, it's still expensive, but if I'm gonna be spending that amount of money, I might as well go big or go home. Let me know what you guys think is the best option for coilovers on the 350Z, because I really want to get this thing better suited for the track. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me install this kit on the 350. Once again, I want to give a massive shout out to Z1Motorsports for getting me the parts fast. These parts were actually in back order, and they were able to get them out for me really quick. If you guys want to know where I got that kit, obviously Z1Motorsports, I'll put the link in the description of the video, so you can click that link. It'll send you directly to where I bought the part. Peace out, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.